name is Lydia and this is Nuki. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a Dharma Yoga sequence. For those of you who are new to Dharma Yoga, essentially it is a devotional practice where we think as we come into each of the physical postures, we gift a portion of it away. And that may be to someone we love or someone that we know who may need some positive energy. Maybe they're going through a difficult time. And in this way, we start to turn our physical yoga practice into something much more meaningful, which is what I love about it actually. So with that in mind, that being said, there are also going to be some slightly challenging postures. Do the best that you can. Take the variation that is most appropriate for you today. And so without further ado, let's come and meet on the mat.
Let's begin, yogis, by meeting in a comfortable seated position. So perhaps come and sit on a little block or a cushion. I really like to encourage this because it alleviates some strain around your lower back. And just start to either send that gaze down towards the tip of the nose, or you can gently close down the eyes. Join the hands to the center of the heart. Let's take a moment to offer our practice to someone we love or someone that we know who may be going through a difficult time. As much as you can, think of your practice as a devotional one and offer it to something beyond just for oneself. So it becomes an altruistic practice and a gift. Let's release the hands. And we're going to start with Pranayama. I'm going to be guiding you through a couple of breathing practices here. Left hand, thumb and index finger connects. Take your right hand into a fist, lift your thumb and the fourth finger. Place the thumb on your right nostril and start taking 3 deep breaths in and out through that left nostril. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now we are going to swap across. Place the fourth finger on your left nostril. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and out from your right nostril. Fully inhale. Deep exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Fully inhale. And exhale. Release your hands on your knees and take a couple of moments here just to settle into a comfortable pace of breathing. We're going to repeat the same hand gestures, except this time inhaling through the left and exhaling through the right. Good. So let's begin. Place your right thumb on the right nostril. Deep inhale through the left. Place the ring finger on, exhale through the right. Place the thumb on, inhale left. Ring finger on, exhale right. Place the thumb down, inhale left. Ring finger down, exhale right. Thumb down, inhale left. Ring finger down, exhale right. Good. Just release the hands down and settle back into that comfortable breath. That's it. Relax your shoulders and notice how the body feels. We're now going to practice Kapalabhati, which is your skull shining breath. Traditionally, we use this as an internal cleansing technique to clear out any stagnated energy. So place your right hand on your lower belly and start to pump out the breath in and out through your nose. Let's begin. So in and out through the nose, start to feel the explosive exhalation breaths. Keep going. Your breath can be as fast or as slow as you need to. Feel your lower belly, so that navel going in and out with each exhalation breath. Release the hands, take a full breath in, and then hold the breath. Draw the chin to the chest. Jalandhara Bandha arm, throat lock activated. And lift your pelvic floor, so feel your Mula Bandha lifting. Concentrate on the space between your eyebrows. And fully exhale. Take a breath in and a breath out. Return back to your normal breathing for a moment. Now let's stand up at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to the heart. We are going to open with a mantra of purification to create a safe space around us for our practice. Om Apavitraha Pavitra Va Sarva Vashtangatopi Va Yaha Smaritan Rakasham Sabaya Bihendraha Suchihi. Chandra Namaskar. Let's begin. Inhale, arms up, arching through the spine. Exhale, going forwards, Uttanasana. Place the hands down, step the right knee back, gaze up. Left foot back, high plank. Lower down onto the knees. Let's sit back onto the heels, child's pose. Glide forwards, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Take it back to your downward facing dog. Right foot forwards, drop the knee down, gaze up. Left foot forwards, Uttanasana. Lift the arms, option to arch through the spine. Pranayama, hands to the heart center. Arms up, arching through the spine. Go forwards, Uttanasana. Step your left knee back, gaze up. Right foot back to high plank. Lower down onto the knees, sit back onto your heels. Glide forwards for Bhujangasana, cobra. Take it the weight back, child's pose. Coming forwards again, cobra. Shoulder blades together, and then take the weight back into child's pose. Coming forwards again, lifting the shoulders, Bhujangasana. Take the weight back, child's pose. Tuck the toes and then make your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Left foot forwards, gaze up. Right foot forwards, Uttanasana. Arms up, arching through the spine. Straight into that forward fold, Uttanasana. Step the right knee back. Place the hands on the thighs and take a few gentle pulses here to open your hip and the right quad. Bouncing up and down. Now interlace your fingers into Kali Mudra, crisscross the thumbs, index finger pointing up, and start to rock the shoulders from side to side, and then reach the fingertips back as you feel your whole chest lengthening. Place the palms down and step it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Take it back, downward facing dog. Breathing here in that down dog. Feel free to lengthen through the spine, pulsing up and down. Good. Right foot forwards, drop the back knee, untuck the toes, interlace your hands on the right thigh and take a few gentle pulses here. Hands into Kali Mudra. Draw the arms up as you rock your shoulders from side to side, opening through the chest. And then reach your fingertips back. Lift and elevate through that heart central space. Gazing up. Place the hands down, step foot forwards, Uttanasana. Lift the arms up, arching through the spine. Exhale, hands to the heart, arms up, arching back. Go forwards, Uttanasana. Left knee back, untuck the toes, hands on the thigh again, gently pulsing up and down into the right hip. Very nice, guys. Interlace the fingers again into Kali Mudra. Rock the shoulders from side to side. Maybe going a little bit deeper this time. If you can take a different arm variation, feel free to wrap the right hand over the left, palm to palm connects. Hands down, step it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out and draw those heels down to the mat. Stretch through the arms. If it feels good, bend and extend the knees. Left foot forwards, drop the back knee, hands on the thighs. Take a few pulses here. Make sure you untuck the back toes. Reaching the fingertips back, rocking the shoulders if they still feel tight. You can take Kali Mudra or left palm over right this time. Feel the heels of your palms connect and reach your fingertips back. Lengthen the spine. Hands down, step the right foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift the arms up, arching through the spine. Hands to the heart. Arms up, arch the back. Diving down, Uttanasana. Good. Relax the neck. Right knee back. This time, we're going to go straight into Kapinyasana. Rocking the shoulders from left to right. Lifting the fingers. Going to do a nice little tricep stretch here. So start to bend your right arm and left hand grabs hold of the tricep. Option to bind if you want. Lift the chest and send the gaze up. Good. Breathe. Offer the pose. Place the hands down. Step it straight back into downward facing dog. Breathing in. And then turn that left heel in. Lift the right leg up to the sky. Start to walk that left hand back to grab hold of the inside of the heel. Coming into your downward facing dog balance. Nicely done, everyone. Concentrating in this little balance. Place your left hand down, step the right foot through, drop the back knee, Kapinyasana, straight away, arms up. Rocking the shoulders if they still feel a little tight, giving it a little Dharma wiggle. And then we're going to open the left tricep. So bend the left elbow, right hand grabs hold of the elbow, or take the bind. Sink back into this little back bend here and open through your triceps. Keep the breath flowing and breathe. I'm going to break the pose, hands down, straight back into downward facing dog. See if you can draw the head down to the mat. And then from here, we're going to turn the right heel in, lift your left leg up to the sky, squaring off the hips as you walk the right hand back to grab hold of the inside of the heel. Keep pushing that left palm into the mat, everyone. Breathing in and breathing out. Right hand comes down, Step it back into that downward facing dog for a breath or two. Bend the knees, step, jump, or float to the front. Lift your chest halfway and fold forwards. Lift the arms up, arching through the spine. And then Pranamasana, hands to the heart. Arms up, arching the back. Going forwards, Uttanasana. Step the right knee back. Kapinyasana, or hands on the thigh. Take a few pulses here, up and down. This time, I'd like to take a variation where you interlace the hands behind your back, draw the shoulder blades together, and perhaps your index finger can touch down to the ground. See how you get on here. Break the pose. Right hand grabs hold of the back heel, coming into spear pose as you gently guide that heel towards your glute. Have a good stretch here through the quads. Left hand thumb and index finger connected, or feel free to swap around as you gaze back to your right hand. Soften through the shoulders, guys. Breathe. That's it. Let's break the pose now. And then we're going to lift that left arm up to the sky for a nice and easy close twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Left hand comes down, step it straight back into downward facing dog. Pulsing here if it feels good, drawing the heels down to the earth. Step the right foot forwards, drop the back knee. Interlace the hands behind your back, coming into Kali Mudra, this variation. See if the index finger can ground down to the earth. Beautiful. That's it. And then from here, you're going to reach that left hand back for the back heel, guiding the heel of the foot in and out through the glute. Feel free to look forwards or wrap the right hand around and look back towards your left fingertips, thumb and index finger connected. Beautiful. We're going to break the pose now, coming into your twist. So lift the back foot and start to gaze up to the top arm. Your right hand is reaching high, breathing in and breathing out. Break the pose, step the back foot forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Arms up, arching the back, Pranamasana, hands to the heart. Arms up, arching the back, going forwards, Uttanasana. Left knee back, gaze up, reaching the arms back, Kali Mudra. Feel free to keep rocking those shoulders every time we return to this posture. Hands to the heart. This time your left hand grabs hold of the top foot. You can either come into spear or easy pigeon. Put the foot into the crease of the elbow. Use a strap or grab hold of your fingers. And start to push the foot into the crease of the elbow. So you're pushing that foot away from the glutes. Break the pose. Palms down. Step back. Plank. Lower through Chaturanga, lift up, up dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and then step that left foot forwards, reach the arms up, Kapinyasana again, reaching the fingertips back towards the back wall, hands to the heart, sphere pose or easy pigeon. Bring the foot into the crease of the elbow. Find your balance as you start to connect the hands around. Use a strap if you're unable to reach your fingers. Always important to have those straps handy for you. That's it. And break the pose. Hands down. You're going to step forwards, Uttanasana. Urvahastasana, arch the spine, Pranamasana, hands to the heart. Arms up, arching the spine, going forwards, Uttanasana. Place the hands down, right knee back. Kapinyasana, reach the fingertips back, lift the chest. Offer the practice as you bring the hands to the heart. From here, you can take easy pigeon or a different variation of pigeon where you hook the foot on the outside of that elbow and your right hand grabs hold of your hip. Alternatively, you can bind, your left hand reaches back and grabs hold of the finger. It's a different variation of your easy pigeon pose, one that is a little deeper. Let's break the pose, step it back, Chaturanga. Lifting your heart up to up dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in and step the right foot forwards, lower the back knee, Kapinyasana. Lifting the heart, feel your spine growing longer and longer. Easy pigeon pose, or take a different variation where the elbow comes from the outside of the foot, left hand resting on left hip, or feel free to take that bind behind your shoulder. Don't go into any place that harms or hurts your body, so always come into the variation that suits you on the day of your practice. Break the pose, step forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift the arms up, arching through the spine. Pranayama, hands to the heart. Arms up, arching straight back, diving forwards. Rest the belly on the thighs, interlace your fingers. Bend the knees, rest the chest on your thighs, and gently bend and extend the legs. Keep pulling your fist away from your sacrum and have a good stretch here through the chest and shoulders. Let go of your bind. Simply release the hands or the fingertips down to the ground. And then keep your fingertips facing forwards, or if possible, release your fingertips so they're facing back and the heels, the wrists start to face forwards. You can walk the hands back further than the heels if this option is available for you today. Good. Come up onto the fingertips. We're going to step back a little bit. Bakasana, crow. Spread the fingers wide. Bring the knees up high into the sockets of the armpits and hold here in crow. Bring the big toes to touch if possible. 3, 2, 1. Shoot the legs back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and let's meet in our downward facing dog. Great work, everyone. Turn the left heel in, lift the right leg up to the sky. Have a good stretch here. Walk the left hand back to grab hold of the left heel. Stretching through the right arm to the right toes. Good, very nice. Place the left hand back down. You're going to step that right foot forwards, rising up into Warrior One. Take it out into Warrior Two. Soften the shoulders. Place the forearm on the thigh or the right hand on the floor. Look up to your left hand. Reaching high. Bind if you have the bind. Left hand wraps behind and grabs hold of your fingertips, the wrist, or the forearms. Straighten the right leg and bend. Straighten up and bend. Straighten up and bend. Straighten up and bend. That's it. One more. Straighten up and bend. Look down, release your bind, and drop the back knee. Step the right foot in slightly, tuck your back toes. Parivrita Parsva Konasana, twist and drop that left tricep outside of the thigh. Right palm pushing into left, or start to take the bind. With or without the bind, option to extend your back leg and lift the knee off the floor. Keep rotating upwards, send the gaze high. Beautiful. Break the pose, palms down. Step it back into downward facing dog. Great work, everyone. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Right heel in, extend the left leg high. Gonna walk that right hand back to grab hold of the inside of the heel. Extend your body fully. Engage your Uddiyana Bandha in this pose as you find a steady balance of both physical and mind. Left foot forwards, we're gonna come through Warrior One. Shifting to Warrior Two. Uttita Parsva Konasana, left hand down or forearm on thigh and look up to the right hand. If you would like to bind, feel free. Take the hand behind your back and then it's your left hand holding on to the right wrist or fingers, whatever you can reach. We're going to extend the leg now and then bend the knee. Extend and bend. Extend and bend, extend, bend. Look down, break the pose, drop the back knee, step the left foot in slightly, squaring off the hips. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Deep twist, Parivrita Parsva Konasana, revolve side angle. Option to bind or not. Option to keep the back knee off the floor or lift it. Entirely your choice. Good. Just keep that gaze rotated up so you feel the rotation through the torso. Break the pose. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Very good, everyone. Bend the knees, step, jump, or float to the front. Your choice. Lift the chest, inhale, and folding forwards, exhale. Lift the arms up, arching the spine, Pranayama, hands to the heart. Place your hands on your lower back and step your feet hip width apart. We're going to come into standing cobra as you bring those hips forwards and lean as far back as feels comfortable for you. That's it. Draw the shoulder blades together and whenever you had enough, just lower down forwards, grab hold of your elbows and gently sway from right to left. Relax the shoulders, relax your breath. Second round, hands on the lower back again. Remember to shoot your hips, your pelvis forwards and lift the heart. Feel the expansion through the throat energy center. And then come forwards when you need a bit of a break. Maybe shaking that head yes or no. Really well done, everyone. Gently lifting yourself, uncurling the spine, roll the shoulders back. Bring your feet together at the front of the mat and join the hands to the center of the heart. Arms up. Diving all the way down to forward fold. Place the hands down. Lift the right leg up to the sky for your standing split variation. Feel free to wrap that left hand around the ankle and lift the leg a little higher if you want. Nice little gentle stretch and then step back with the right knee. Kapinyasana as you reach the arms up open the chest, draw the fingertips back and open that heart space. Place the right hand to the center, come up onto the ball of the back foot as you look up to your left hand. Grab hold of your big toes, turn onto the edge of the back foot and go straight into Vashisthasana. If this is too much, just simply step the left foot over the right, coming into side plank, the classic format. From here, step that left foot back. You're going to come into wild thing or flip it over, potentially into full wheel if that is in your practice. Lift your heels off the floor and walk your hands to your feet or the feet to the hands. Beautiful work. And then from either wheel or wild thing, you're going to turn back, facing the left, meeting back in plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. Good. Right foot forwards, drop the back knee, reach the arms up, Kapinyasana. Reach the fingertips back and feel your spine lengthening. Break the pose, left hand on the floor, lift your back leg off the mat and send the gaze up to your right hand. Option to bring the right foot back or Vashisthasana, two-piece fingers around the big toe. Find your balance as you extend that leg all the way up to the sky. Keep your bottom foot, the sole of the foot, down to the ground. Drop the right leg behind you, wild thing as you reach the right hand back or take it into wheel pose. Keep trying to walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. Breathing in and getting ready to exit the pose. You're going to turn onto the right side this time, meeting in plank. Slow chaturanga down, lifting on the inhale and pushing back to either a child's pose or a downward facing dog. Relax your breath. Remember to try and think of each of the postures as a gift and an offering. This should make things a lot more beautiful for you. Good. We're going to bend the knees, step or lightly hop to the front, lift your chest and fold. Elevate the arms. We're going to arch back all the way. Pranayama, hands to the heart. Arms up, arching through the spine. Coming all the way forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Place your hands down, step or jump back, Chaturanga, upward facing dog to your downward facing dog. From down dog, turn your left heel in, lift the right leg up to the sky. Option to bend the knee, so bring the knee to face up to the sky and then walk that left hand to either grab hold of the left heel or pulling the right foot towards the side. Opening through the hip. Breathe. That's it. Left hand down, step the right foot forwards, coming up into Warrior One. Grab hold of your elbows behind your back, stabilize through the hips, and then folding forwards, first into Warrior Three, and then lifting that back leg a little higher as you fold the chest down to the ground, toppling tree. Keep pointing the back foot, releasing the chest, and then draw the hands to the center of chest. Right hand to the floor, look up to your left hand, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. If it's difficult to gaze up, keep looking down. You can take the bind if you want. Left hand grabs hold of the top foot. Keep pulling the foot towards you and split the legs wide open. Start to send the gaze down and step it straight back. Cartwheel the arms into a Warrior Two stance. That's it. Place the hands down And then from here, you're coming into lizard pose. Shift the weight forwards and backwards. Feel free to release down onto the forearms if you want to get a little bit deeper into the hips. If not, stay on the palms. Another variation is to bring the chest and chin down to the ground. Bring both your elbows out to the side and start with chest and chin push-ups. I find this helps open up my hips before taking that bind. So if you're taking the bind, the right hand wraps in front of your shin and the left hand goes behind your back to grab hold of the fingers. Left shoulder, chin, relaxed on the ground. Try and keep that right knee internally rotated as well. Break the pose, lift back up, and then from here, we're going to slide back into Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. You can remain here. For those of you who have full splits in your practice, feel free, use your blocks if you need to. Extend the right foot forwards and then sway. Take the body from right to left here, everyone. It's a nice way to kind of open up through your hamstrings and the hips as well. Any variation of splits, if you wish to take it, come onto the forearms. Chest and chin can lower all the way down to the ground like a pancake. You can even take your back bend variation where your left hand grabs hold of the foot and then take that king pigeon pose. Now we're going to slowly exit the pose, coming into Vashisthasana. Right hand grabs hold of the big toe, lifting all the way up. If not, just step that right foot on top of the left, classical side plank. Lifting the hips a little higher and drop the leg behind you, wild thing, or start to progress into wheel pose, lifting the heart. Balancing on the balls of your feet, maybe head comes down, lift the chest. Again, drop the crown of the head down, walk your hands back and lift. So in this way you get a little closer, good. Last one, head down, walk the hands an inch back, lift, tightest wheel possible. And then you're going to flip back to the right side, meeting back in your plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out, big breath in, and exhale. Good work, everyone. Turn the right heel in, lift the left leg up, down dog splits, or feel free to get into that psoas muscle. If you want to take the bind, it's your right hand grabbing hold of that top left foot, or maybe you just keep the hands grabbing hold of the inside of your left, the right heel. Good. Place the hands down, step that left foot forwards, take it up into warrior one. Interlace the hands behind the back, elbow to elbow, or reverse prayer. Shift the weight into warrior three, lifting the right leg up a little higher as you draw the chest down, Patan Vrikshasana, toppling tree pose. Hands to the center of the chest, left hand down, start to reach that right arm up, stack the right hand directly above the left. Send your drishti up to the sky. Feel free to take chapasana, your bind, if you would like. Split the legs and keep pulling the foot towards your shoulder. That's it. Lifting higher, getting deep into the thigh. Break the pose, warrior two. Soften the shoulders. Lizard pose now, rock forwards and backwards, getting into that left hip. Feel free to lower down to the forearms or chest and chin comes down as you do those little push-ups. Your back knee can be on or off the mat. That's completely optional. Anything that works for you, just feel the practice, not just in your body, but in your mind as well. Be happy. If you're taking the bind, drop the chin down. Your left hand wraps underneath the thigh and the right hand goes behind the back. Breathe. Break the pose, release the hands. Come and sit back onto the right heel, half splits. You may remain here. Take your blocks if you need to. Those of you wishing to slide forwards, gently slide the foot forwards and start to rock your hips from side to side, Hanumanasana. By keeping your back toes tucked, this should hopefully remind you to try and keep those hips as square as possible. Any variation welcome. Chest chin can lower or take the back bend or even twisting to the left side if you would like. That's it. Getting ready for Vashisthasana, right hand down. Either stack the foot over the right foot or split the legs up. Full expression of the pose, Vashisthasana. Keep leaning the foot back, lifting the hips, engaging through those obliques. Release the left foot behind you, wild thing, or transition into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Let's practice those push-ups if you want. Head down, walk the hands back, lift the chest. Again, crown of the head down, walk the hands back, lift the chest. Crown of the head down, final push, lifting up. That's it. And now we are going to turn out to the side, meeting back in plank pose. Vinyasa, meeting back in your downward facing dog, wherever you are. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Relax the body fully. Bend the knees, step, jump, or hop to the front, lifting chest and fold. Lift the arms up, arching through the spine. Pranayama, hands to the heart. Just step back a tiny bit, and we're going to place the hands down to the ground to prepare yourself for crow pose. Bring the knees up into the armpits, shift the weight forwards, and then bring your big toes to touch. You can either stay in crow, or for those of you who wish to drop the head down, lift your feet up and come up into tripod headstand. Lifting the feet up as high as you can, elbows in. Now we're going to slowly pike the feet down, so bum forwards, toes pointing back. We're going to hold here for a moment or two. Elbows in, sending the weight back and jump it through Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and take it back into down dog. Take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Send the weight of your heels back. And keep that breath long. Step the right foot forwards. We're going to open into Warrior 1. Coming into Warrior 2. Place the right hand down onto the inside of the thigh, Uttita Parsvakonasana, side angle. For those of you who wish to bind, right hand wraps underneath the thigh and then grabbing hold of the fingertips behind you. Step the back foot forwards. We're going to lift up now into Bird of Paradise. Kicking up the right leg all the way up to the sky. Standing legs straight, lifting the chest and breathing here. That's it. Now place the right foot down to the mat. Step the left foot back. We meet in side angle pose, looking up. And then we're going to exit the pose, bring the hands to the heart. Come into your Skandasana, your ninja pose, so bending into that right thigh, extending your left foot, maybe dropping down and taking the bind if you wish. If not, come up and stay high. Really well done, everyone. Keep breathing into that hip. Going to lift yourself back up now. Place the hands down to the ground and then slide your feet out to the side for Samakonasana, box splits. If this is too much, then you just simply repeat that ninja pose 5 breaths on the right side, 5 breaths on the left side. In Samakonasana, keep your feet flat on the mat. The edges of the feet are parallel, and then try and sink down. Good, let's walk our feet a little closer. Place your hands down to the mat, hands to the hips, and lift yourself back up. Interlace the fingers behind your back and pull the hand away from your sacrum. Nice little bound variation of your prasarita. Wide forward fold. Bring that crown of the head all the way down underneath your glutes. Very good. Let's take one more breath and then inhale, lift yourself back up. Going to transition to the front of the mat. Step it back to downward facing dog. Spreading the fingertips wide, maybe pulsing up and down so you can guide the top of the head or the forehead down to the mat. That's it. Left foot steps forwards, entering Warrior One. Transitioning now into Warrior Two. Reach the fingertips apart. Uddita Parsvakonasana, left hand on the inside, reach the right arm over and across. Feel free to bind if you would like to bind, left hand holding on to the right fingertips, wrist or forearm. Look forwards, step back foot forwards. Balancing on the right leg, start to kick up your left foot, rising into Bird of Paradise. Point the toes, find your balance. Drishti, the gaze is forwards. Release the left foot down. We meet back in side angle pose. Very good. Take a breath here. And then break the pose. Skandasana, ninja, sinking deep into that front thigh, gazing to the back. Maybe lowering down the glutes and go for the bind as you send your gaze up past the top shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. Nicely done, everyone. To exit the pose, you can use your hands to lift yourself back up. If not, use your Mula Bandha. Feet wide now parallel. Place your hands down to the ground. Hands grab hold of the shins, the calves, or the heels. Keep pulling your head down to the ground. That's it. Elbows out to the sides. Nice little forward fold here. Relax your neck and the spine. Let's lift up now. Place your hands in line with your feet and fold the top of the head down to the ground. Those of you who wish to pike up to tripod headstand, bring your feet out wide to a split and then lift your toes all the way up to the sky, coming up headstand, Shirsasana. That's it, pointing the toes, feel the lines of energy here, and we're going to slowly split the legs open. As you descend, flex the toes and release the heels down to the mat. Lift yourself up, place the hands down and step it back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Beautiful practice, everyone. Keep that breath flowing. Relax your shoulders. Softening. Make your way to the front of the mat, folding forwards Uttanasana. Lift the arms up, arch the spine, hands to the heart center, Pranayama. Let us meet on all fours. Come into a nice comfortable position here as you stack the shoulders above the wrist and move through a few rounds of cat-cow just to warm up that spine. Good. Sinking the belly down, smiling your collarbones up to the sky, and then rounding your back, the chin comes to the chest. Let's meet back in a neutral spine. We're going to come into some back bending here. So right hand grabs hold of the right foot, start to kick up into your hand. This is one option you can take. Option 2, you take a strap, hook the strap around the foot, open palm grip, and then bring your elbows forwards as you come into this one-legged variation of bow pose here. Good. So it's going to be much easier if you have straps that are already bound rather than the long straps, because that way you've got some traction to work with. Let's break the pose. And then we are going to move across to the other side now. So left hand grabbing hold of your left foot. This is quite a tricky balance, so keep your gaze down to the floor. This should help you here. And then for those of you wanting to come into the bind, use your strap. The straps that I work with are the Mama Kuka yoga straps. And you can check out some of the other videos that I have on how to make use of these straps. They're excellent for backbending purposes. That's it. And then you're going to break the pose. We're going to meet back on all fours. Gently recline the glutes down to the heels. Take a breather in your child's pose. Relax your spine. Soften the breath. We will meet in a standing position, starting by hugging the left knee into the chest and place the ankle on the thigh. Bring the hands to prayer and start to bend into the right knee, folding your chest down onto the calf. One-legged squat. For those of you who wish to take it into Kalavasana, rising up into this arm balance, hook the toes onto the tricep and then start to extend the right leg back. Keep engaging your bandhas here in this pose. And then when you're done, come into a forward fold. Bring your hands on the blocks, stay on fingertips or palms reach down to the ground. That's it. And then we're going to re-bend into that right knee, meeting back in your one-legged squat as you rise. Hug the left knee into the chest and break the pose. Let's move across to the other side. Gently hugging that right knee into the heart center, giving it a nice big squeeze. Ankle on thigh, point the toes down. Start to bend into the left knee, sinking down into the glute, rest your chest on the thigh. Remain here or take it up into arm balance, flying pigeon pose. Shift the weight forwards, pick up your back foot, and then extending that left leg all the way up and back. You need to bring your head further forwards here. Break the pose. Come into a one-legged forward fold, head coming down towards your knee. Breathing. Break the pose, bend the knees, slowly lift yourself back up. We're going to meet in a standing position, hugging the knee into the chest and release. Very well done. Find yourself in a wide seated forward fold here. We're going to place the right hand down, the shin, the ankle, maybe your left hand reaches across for this beautiful side body stretch. Feel free to take that bind and wrap the right hand to grab hold of the left hip if you would like to. Keep spiraling the chest back, opening through the armpit. Break the pose, make your way to the other side, my lovelies. So left hand reaching across, right arm lengthening. Maybe you grab hold of the toes and start to take that bind. Keep your toes fully flexed, so pointing upwards. That's it. Feel the stretch. Break the pose, return back to center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Grab hold of your big toes with your two peace fingers and fold your chest and the shoulders down to the mat. If this is too much for you, you don't need to take the bind. Just release your hands forwards and keep reaching forwards. The most important is to feel your chest being completely flat rather than that rounding sensation through the back. Lift yourself all the way back up. Bring the left foot into the inner thigh. Extend the arms, folding forwards into your head to knee pose. Those of you who are a little more flexible, feel free to grab your wrist beyond the foot, or even take a block and place it in front of the sole of your foot. That's it. Exiting the pose, let's make our way to the other side. Left leg extends, right foot in, reaching the arms up, and then folding across just onto the thighs. Breathing in and breathing out. Very nicely done. Gonna exit the pose, come in, lift yourself back up. Bring the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Interlace your fingers around the toes and then pull your head down towards your feet. Feel the sensation of your knees drifting apart to the sides. Opening sensation through the groin, through the inner thighs. Relax in this forward fold. Let's lift ourselves back up. Good. This time we're going to open through our hips. So placing your left shin parallel to the mat and right shin on top of left. The feet can either stay on the inside of the knee, or if you're a little bit more flexible with the hips, slide the foot further forwards. You can be on the fingertips around the back, or you can release and come into a forward fold. You should start to feel a good stretch around your glutes and the hips. Breaking the pose. Now you're going to cradle the right knee. So taking a few gentle rocks here, or be absolutely still, that's completely optional. Left hand grabs hold of the right foot and entering your compass pose. Placing the right hand down to the floor, use your tricep to block the thigh, and then reach up. If you need to use a strap, guys, please use a strap. Loop it around your foot. Drishti is underneath your left armpit. Exiting the pose now. Take a breather here. Readjust. Find yourself in that comfortable position to meet in that hip opening posture on the other side. Fingertips can go behind you, or if you don't feel much, you can come and release the chest forwards. That's it. Feel your body softening. We will slowly lift up. Begin to cradle that left shin close to your chest. Take a few rocks or be still. Feeling an opening through your hips and the glutes. Preparation for a compass pose. Right hand holds the left foot. Place your left hand on the floor. Use your tricep to block that thigh. And now send the gaze up past your right armpit, everyone. Pointing the toes up, extending side body and hamstring stretch. Breaking the pose. Coming back into a comfortable seat, settling into your natural breath. Extending your legs forwards, reach the arms up. Fold belly on thighs, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Two-piece fingers can grab hold of your big toes and pull that chest down across the thighs. If it's too much, bend the knees, everyone. Good. Soften the shoulders. And now we are going to lie on our backs, bringing the feet all the way behind you, meeting in plow pose. Hands can support your back if the toes do not reach the mat. If they do, untuck your toes and interlace your fingers. Pushing the fist down into the ground, have a beautiful shoulder opening stretch. Place your hands on your back, lift your feet up to the sky, entering shoulder stand. Squeezing the thighs together. If you have lotus legs, feel free to enter Padmasana here. If you need to use your hand to bring that knee in, feel free to use the hands as well. If you're in lotus, you can also release the hands and place them directly in front of your knees. So you're just balancing on the shoulders. Release the hands on the lower back. If you had lotus, just extend the legs and we're going to drop back down into bridge pose. So your hands are still supporting your lower back and then lower all the way down to the ground. Feel free to hug the knees into the chest and give yourself a nice big squeeze. Rocking from side to side if that feels good for you. Meeting in a seated position, we're going to enter boat pose Navasana. Hands can be on your thighs, next to your knees. You can bend or straighten the legs, entirely up to you. Good. Feel your chest coming forwards, engage your core. Keep the breath long, try not to hold that breath. Good, and then soles of the feet down, entering Baddha Konasana. Take an out breath here as you lower the forehead down towards your feet. We're going to enter Navasana round 2 shortly. You can perform the exact same variation, or you can take your 2-piece fingers and wrap them around your big toe and almost envelope yourself here. So coming a little bit closer. That's it, chest to thighs. Breathing here. Softening the hamstrings. Break the pose, soles of the feet down. Baddha Konasana, folding forwards. Slowly lift up and let's meet back in a downward facing dog, everyone. So take your time to get there. And then we're going to bring the right knee forwards, entering your pigeon pose for back bending. If there's a gap underneath your right glute, please slot a block or a little cushion to support and stabilize your pelvis. From here, you're going to grab hold of the left foot with the left hand. Option to bring the toes into the crease of the elbows and bind in easy pigeon pose. Those of you who would like to enter one leg king pigeon and go deeper, feel free to start to flip that grip. Use a strap if you need to. You can use one hand or both hands coming into Ekapada Rajakapotanasana. When you've had enough, feel free to slide that right foot forwards and relax your chest and your full head down to the ground. Soften the shoulders. Breathe. Let everything go with each out breath. Imagine as though all your tiredness are sinking down to the ground. Good. We will now shortly enter chin stand. If you don't want to come up into chin stand, just stay in your downward facing dog. We will meet there in any case. If you are coming up into chin stand, lift your right leg up to the sky. Look forwards. Keep the elbows in, drop the chest down. You can stay here, or your left leg also lifts and you join the feet together at the top of the mat. Those of you who wish to take chin stand scorpion, start to bend the knees and bring the toes towards the direction of the head. Good. And then release, vinyasa through, and we're going to meet back very shortly and join everyone else in downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out as you bring that left knee forwards, coming into pigeon pose for back bending. Keep that strap next to you. You can also enter your one-leg king pigeon variation using a strap if you want. So now your right hand is going to grab hold of the foot. Place it into the crease of the elbow for easy pigeon pose. Or loop the strap around the foot. If you don't need a strap, feel free to grab the foot on its own. And then start to enter into the full expression of one-leg king pigeon. This is a very deep back bend, so try and make sure to move very slowly with the shoulder joint here. Good. Elbows into the ears, pointing upwards. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're done, break the pose and fold forwards into sleeping swan position. Rest your whole body here. Find that moment of stillness that you can just be quiet and completely still. Good. Let's lift ourselves back up. We are now going to enter chin stand. So remember, if you do not want to invert, just stay in your down dog, or you can also do one knee on the floor variation, like I'm demoing here. So in this case, right knee on the floor, just lift that left leg up and then lower the chest and the chin. This is a great way to prepare you for coming up into chin stand, keeping that leg lifted all the way. That's it. And break the pose, take a child's pose or downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Bend the knees, step or make your way to the front of the mat, folding Uttanasana. Lift the arms up, arch the spine, Pranayama, hands to heart. Let's meet in a comfortable seat, everyone. We're going to come into Matsyendrasana now for your spinal twist. Bring the left knee in, right foot outside of left thigh. Reach the left arm up and then twist. Look back past your right shoulder. Those of you who wish to bind, feel free to grab your fingertips underneath the thigh. Feel the detoxifying process happening through your organs in the belly. Feel tension releasing in the shoulders, in the neck. Break the pose, swap to the other side, left foot outside of right, lift the right arm up, gazing back past your left shoulder, option to bind if you would like. Matsyendrasana. Try and relax your shoulders, lift your spine tall, always maintain that integrity of the spine with each inhale breath. Lengthen. And then we're going to break the pose. Sit on your bum. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your feet, squeeze your face, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale. Lie on the floor. On the floor, squeeze your hands, squeeze your feet, squeeze your face, and exhale. Now entering your final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. Feel the entire body sinking down to the ground. Feel the weight of your heels, so heavy as it melts down. The same with your calves and the thighs. Feel your entire spine relaxing. The shoulders are feeling very heavy. The same with your head. Nothing left for you to do except to be completely still. The body can be compared to a piece of technology, and sometimes we just need to turn that power off button to reboot and reset. Stillness is an opportunity to look inward. If you're working with any injuries today, any negative thought, anything that may have accumulated throughout the day that you need to let go of, imagine these sinking down into the ground so that they are no longer a part of you. Sri Dharma Mitra says, if you open your heart and become like a child, you will always be blissful, always content. So in this moment, go deeper inside that heart space. Let go of any attachments, any concerns, any bothers. Remember that time when you were a child, when everything was just blissful, happy. You can always access that space again. Start to become more and more aware of your physical surroundings. You don't have to open the eyes, just simply visualize the room that you're in. Again, deepening that breath ever so slightly, feeling the rise and fall of your chest and the belly. We start to move the fingers and the toes, and feel free to stretch the body. Find yourself lying on your favorite side and take a moment here in this semi-fetal position. Just be. Lift the body back up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, close the eyes, maintain the gaze on the inside. Join the hands to the heart. Take a moment to dedicate your practice to the happiness of all living beings. Every single living being, send the energies there. Join the hands to your third eye and then bow down to the earth. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice, yogis.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining us in practice today. Nuki and I hope that you're feeling a little happier and lighter on the inside. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for additional yoga classes delivered directly to your inbox. In the meantime, stay safe, keep a happy mind and a happy heart. Thank you everyone. Namaste.